McTeigue here, and I'm going to show you my art desk, but to give everyone a little bit of time to get on the live feed, first I'll show you the Wonder Woman that I just finished. So I was working on this via Facebook Live, and I'll post a picture of it later, but here's the final. It's in its sleeve right now, so there's probably a little bit of glare, but yeah, I was able to get the glow that I was trying to go for, and that was pretty complicated. And I think the real key to getting glow is to make the background as dark as possible. So I used, you guys saw, or some of you did, that I was working on this, and I made the background with a really dark brown so that the white and the yellow could really stand out from it. So I have informed the guy who commissioned it that it's done, so yay, one more finished, whoop whoop. I'm trying to work through my list. I finished 2013, and then I'm working through to get all the way up to date. So that's why I'm not taking any commissions right now, is because I'm trying to work through my list in and around other work. And so thankfully this one's finished. And again, you have to be so careful on the spine, just never touch it, only touch this side if you're ever holding a comic book. And then this is my desk here. And so when I'm showing you guys the work, what I'm doing is I have a phone arm, and so it holds the phone in here. You can open up this slot to fit your phone inside, and then I can move this thing around, and it's on like a little lever thingy right here, and then it has a ball inside so I can rotate the phone. And this is new. I just got this guy right here. What I was working on, and I'll show you guys because it's right here, I can't get the clip out, but this is a 35-pound kettlebell, and this is what I actually use for workouts. However, this clip thing couldn't reach my art from clipping onto my desk, and this is the one that I had from before, and I'll probably take this with me to conventions now because it's small, it's light, I can roll it up and just put it in my suitcase and do Facebook Live for you guys from conventions. I can't squeeze this. I have the weakest hands in the world, so I can't get it off here, but my husband Dan, who's filming right now, will help me get it off. So I had the 35-pound kettlebell on my desk to film before. Now I don't have to do that anymore because a week ago I got my new filming arm. Yay! And so I'll put this back. Now with my desk, this is new. I just got this. It's an easel. It's a tabletop easel. And a shout out to Kylie, who gave me the suggestion to do something like this. And this holds my light table. So up until now, I've been using some little $20 thing that I got that really only kept my light table secure to about here. So anytime I was working up at the top, it would just flop right over. But this, you can adjust it to whatever height you want with these little guys right here, and then you can make it completely upright or laying down flat and any area in between. So I keep my light table in here. And the nice thing is I can keep it plugged in. So if I'm working on my light table, I'll take this thing off and just work on the light table. And that you just turn on like this. And this is the Huion, I think it is. It's Huion. And that's where you can get that on Amazon. I'll turn off the light table. But you can set the light table to any brightness, which is really nice because sometimes I don't want it completely bright. If you have it completely bright, then literally all you're seeing is the piece of paper underneath, and you can't really see what you're physically drawing because it's just too bright and you can't see your own line work at the time. So you can set the brightness to really low or completely all the way bright, or you can just turn it off, which is really nice. And then these are 1/8 inch thick hardboard. You can get them at Home Depot. And they come in like 8 feet by 4 feet, and then I get them cut down to size, and this is a 12 by 18 inch board. And so I use this for drawing if I'm going to draw in bed or draw on the couch, or here I just slot it in front so that I'm not looking at the white glare all the time if I don't actually need my light table. And then when I'm doing Facebook Live, I'll have my phone plugged in. Now, as you guys can see, the whole face of the phone is covered. So when I'm on Facebook Live, I can't see anything through my phone, but I do have my iPad, and so I can see the Facebook Lives from here. And so now I'm going to turn this on so that I can actually see your comments. And if you guys have any questions, I'm just going to take a peek right now to see what your questions are. Okay, yeah, the easel is awesome, William. That's right. Okay, and if you have any questions, that's totally fine. You can just put them here. Actually, I think I can see them like this. Hi, Wendy. Yay. All right, so then this is my, I've wanted one of these for so long. You can get them at Michael's, and I think all they have is white. At least here in Canada, all they have is a white one. But I can keep all of my art supplies here in all the drawers. I can keep my extra lead, my kneaded erasers, all of those things, my little brush. So this is super handy if you're, if you have a lot of art supplies. I highly recommend that you get something like this on your desk because it's fantastic. Let me see what else. For the easel, I'm going to show you guys the box that it came in so you can see which one it is. I just got this weekend, and I love it. It's the Art Advantage easel, and it's the only one I've found that actually comes in black, which my desk is black. I didn't want a virgin wood one. It just would have looked really odd on my desk. So I got this one, and it was the last one there. So I was like, oh my God, have to buy now. So yeah, it's the pine wood. It holds canvas up to 34 inches, and it's fantastic. So I highly recommend this one if you have light tables and everything, and you want to be able to have them on an angle. That's why I didn't get, say, like a big art table and all of that, because I have a lot of other stuff on my desk and I didn't want such a big surface on an incline. I just wanted exactly the space that I needed. So this is fantastic. And then this one comes with a little drawer. So I can keep extra art supplies in here. My cat loves to knock everything off my desk. So if I've got stuff that I'm working with specifically and I don't want to put it all away because I'm leaving my desk for a second, if I leave my desk, Sherlock, my cat, will knock it all onto the floor. Which is fine, it's not the end of the world, but I'd rather just put it away in my drawer so that he can't knock everything over. And then you can keep that locked shut. And let me see if there's any more questions. Yes, that's right. This easel, someone asked how much it is. I bought it for 89 Canadian dollars, so I'm sure that it can be found cheaper in US dollars, or even if you manage to find it online, you can probably get it for cheaper, but that's how much I spent on it because I hadn't seen a black one anywhere else and I had to have it. And then I'm going to talk about my Copic tools and where I keep them. So this is a makeup bag I got at Victoria's Secret, or a toiletry bag, I have no idea. But I was running into Copic storage problems. I have the Copic 72 marker set, like the case for it. I also have a bunch of the 24 individual slot cases, and those are great. I don't really have enough markers to get the huge, can fit everything Copic marker case. Plus, I don't really think I could even travel with that many markers and that size of a case. I go to conventions a lot, so I needed something that was light and not rigid, because then I can fit more markers in it even if I have to really shove them. So this case is what I got, and I showed a few of you this on another Facebook Live I was doing. But it's just a plain floppy square or rectangular case. It has a nice handle, and it's really light, so I'm not really having to worry about the weight of the case itself. When you travel a lot, weight is an issue, obviously, and the markers themselves and the refills are already heavy enough. So getting a light case was important to me. And right now, everything is separated by Ziploc bags. Now, I know I have more of these smaller bags somewhere in my closet. I can't find them. I want to find the rest of them because the usual sandwich bags are a little big for some of the sets that I have, but I keep them in basic color families so that I can find things easily and I'm not having to look through an entire array of markers all in one shot. Plus then it keeps them upright, otherwise they'll all fall over. So this is my full marker set right here. I keep replacement nibs in the pocket because sometimes when I'm doing the splatter effect or flicking the marker color to make splatters, I can ruin or break the nibs. So this way I keep a couple extra in there at all times so that I can replace them if I need to. So that's my Copic markers. And I keep them on my desk just because they don't fit in the drawers. They're a little bit too tall for my drawers to close. So I keep those in here, which is super handy. And then I'll show you where I keep my refills. I told you guys I was the bag lady, and I certainly am. So here are where I keep my refills. In here I have extra dab pads, and I always keep those accessible because you really don't want to be caught without these. Then I have a couple of the wide markers, and here are all of my warm markers, my grays. So I have warm grays, cool grays, and toner grays that I keep all in here. This is my little colored pencil set. These are all the colored pencils I have at the moment. So it's not a huge set, but it's enough for what I need. And I use let me get this, okay. They're the Caran d'Ache Museum Aquarelle pencils. So these are the ones that I like to use because you can work with Copic marker with these particular colored pencils. So these are the ones that I have. And I got them on Blick Art. And you can get them as sets, these colored pencils. They have a bunch of different sets that are like pre-put together, or you can buy them individually. So I bought them individually just because I needed certain colors. And these sets in particular are put together more as landscape coloring. So the sets didn't have the colors that I needed, or they had too many greens or too many browns, and I don't need that many. I just need a little array of everything. So I picked my own. And the little case you can get at Blick as well. And it's fantastic. I have a little watercolor set. Again, I'm not the pro of pros when it comes to watercolor, but I have enough to make it through if I need it for anything, which I do. I will use watercolor with Copic markers sometimes, and this is just a little travel set by Winsor & Newton. And then if any of these colors run out, or in my case I needed a white, so I bought a white, but you can buy the little colors individually as well if you run out of anything. And that's why I keep these they're like this one is made by Sakura, but they have a bunch of different types, and they're like a little water well in the bottom, so you can fill the base with water, and then you can squeeze it if you need more water at any time, which is really fantastic for working at conventions, or if you're, you want to go color outside, or you always have some art supplies with you, and that's for, when the inspiration strikes, you can just start working. Having one of these little water well brushes, and they come in sets, so you can get them in various sizes of brush tip, and they're fantastic. And I always keep a little extra cotton around for dabbing the watercolors with. And the last thing from in here is this. This is the Copic Opaque White, and I use this a lot for splattering white if I need it. I used it for Wonder Woman's lasso to make the actual glowing part look like it was glowing, and this is fantastic. Copic makes this. They also have a smaller one that comes with a brush, so it's almost it looks a little bit like a whiteout pot, so you can get that one or you can get this one. I use this one myself just out of preference, but they have the other one as well. And I'm going to see if there's any questions. I don't have enough colored pencils. You guys are awesome. All right, now I'm going to show you my colored refills. So these are my colored refills, and I keep them in the basic color families again. Copic does have overlap in colors, like they'll have a yellow green, they'll have a blue green, so I kind of just put them together in what matches. And these are the IKEA drawer organizers, and you can get a set of a bunch of different sizes for like, I think it's like $6 or $9, and they have a few different colors as well. I just got these ones, and they fit perfectly in these drawers because this desk is also by IKEA. So look at that, it just fits. It's fantastic. Let me see, what else do I have as far as art supplies? Well, I'll talk about my inking pens, since that's something I get asked about a lot. I use a fair few different types, but these are the ones that I use primarily. So for starters, I use the Faber-Castell Eco Pigment pens in a bunch of different sizes. I use the Copic multi-liner pens, and these ones they have in a bunch of different colors as well. And when I'm doing commissions, a lot of times I'll use this sepia brown color when I'm inking skin, because I think it looks a little softer, and I like that look personally, as opposed to it being all in a black line. Or I'll use a couple of the other colored pens that they have. I also have a light gray one, and this I like to use sometimes for Lady Death's hair. So I keep this for Lady Death's hair specifically. And then the other two that I use are the Copic multi-liner pens, and these ones are refillable, so you can pop out the bottom right here and put in a new ink cartridge. So these are great to have. And then the Faber-Castell Pitt pens. So I kind of use whatever happens to be in front of me at the time. I'd say right now my favorite are the Eco Pigment pens because I really like the nib. There's just something about this particular felt nib that I really like for some reason. It helps to make a really smooth line. It's not very hard. However, you know, if you use these pens, even if they're not completely run out, sometimes the nibs can start getting flattened in a spot or something, and then you kind of have to just toss them. So, and that's the case for any felt nib pen. However, these Copic ones, you can buy replacement nibs. So it's kind of the same concept as the Copic markers. You can buy new nibs, you can refill them. So it's really, once you buy the actual pen itself, you can replace everything, which is pretty awesome. All right, I'm going to take a quick break right here and see if anyone asked any more questions. Okay. Sheldon is asking, are there any pens and inks that you find that do not bleed into the paper more than others? Yeah, these ones don't bleed. So any of these particular pens, any pen made by Copic or the Faber-Castell Pitt or Eco Pigment. So these are all the pens that I would recommend. Any other ones, I've used them and then have since stopped using them because I just don't feel that I can trust them as far as the bleeding. So I don't really know all different types of pens. I've pretty much found the ones that I know work best, especially with Copic marker. And really, I don't ink unless I'm going to be doing Copic marker over it. There's really only one cover that I've done industry work-wise that I actually inked, and that was the Justice League versus Suicide Squad cover, and I used all of these pens for that too. But otherwise, I just final pencil my work and send it off for colors, or now I color it myself. So inking is not really something that I do all the time. I really just do it for commissions, or if the cover that I'm working on, it specifically needs to be inked. So yeah, these are the ones that I would recommend. And John, no, I don't use a crow quill. I used to do brush inking, and I did that for a few commissions that I was working on. I personally find the pens to be better for me. I'm not saying for other people. The brush lines, I tended to make them look really soft. It was hard for me to do angles with them and stuff like that. I did really enjoy brush inking, but it's not really something I do anymore. As far as crow quill, I think the quill inking looks awesome. However, It's something I don't ink enough to make it worth that learning curve, but God, I love how crow quill inking looks. So I wish I was better at it, but I haven't really put in the time to practice to do it. I tried for a little while and I was like, damn, I think I just need to go back to the pens. Let me see if there's anything else. What sleeves and gloves? Okay, yes, I'm going to talk with you guys about that. I get asked this question all the time. All right, so these are actually running shirts, and I'm going to take off my vest to show you guys. This is a shirt, and I wear these shirts. I have them in various colors. They're made by Lululemon. I'll show you the back. So this is the back. See, it has the tag right here, and these are running shirts, and they come with sleeves that have thumb holes. So for a lot of my Facebook Lives that I've been doing, I'm wearing these shirts. It's really cold here in Canada, and so I wear them all the time. Technically, it's workout clothes. It's comfortable. I wear them. Then, these are also made by Lululemon, and they're running gloves. So I'll show you. They're like arm sleeves. Now, technically, you can pull them all the way up, and it's made for runners in the cold, and you can wear a t-shirt and then be wearing these underneath, and it's like you have a long sleeve shirt. I wear them for drawing. So if I'm doing Copic coloring, I really don't want to be doing any inking or any Copic coloring with a lighter colored shirt because they'll just get destroyed. So I just pull these ones up like this and put on my other sleeve. And then my hand is not touching. Like, I don't like my skin to be touching paper, and it's become such a habit for me now that I literally, like, I feel naked if I don't have something in between my skin and the paper itself. So these ones are great to travel with or to use just if you don't have, if you don't wear thumb hole things, or if they're lighter colored. So it protects your clothes, it protects the paper, and then your hand isn't sticking in stuff and getting the paper messy. These tend to go smoothly over the paper more than skin does. So that's why I use these. And I'm going to check and see if there's any more questions. Is there a story behind the red skull? Yes, believe it or not, there is. Okay, this red skull I got in October for Halloween decorations. So I got 2 of them. They were on sale at Michael's and I couldn't resist. It's, come on, it's red. And so I was going to be packing them away after Halloween was over because it's time to put up Christmas decorations. And then I realized that I liked it too much to pack it away. And also, I do a lot of work specifically for Lady Death or other projects that you draw skulls all the time. So having an actual 3D skull on my desk, A, it looks cool. B, it's red, and I love this color. And C, it's great art reference because I can look at it from all angles. And so it's fantastic on so many levels that I had to keep it on my desk. And then this Harley I was given as a gift at Fan Expo Canada from an amazing couple who I adore. And they gave this to me as a present, and I love it. And so she's on my desk too, because who doesn't love Harley? And let's see if there's any more questions. New idea with a running glove, yeah. Thank you. You guys, this is awesome. I'm sorry that I keep looking away. Usually this is right to my right, so I can sit down and see the comments. Right now I'm having to look away. Okay, the other thing I want to show you guys that's really cool is this new kneeling chair. I, as an artist, have, well, not even as an artist, as a human, I do not have the best posture. I'm not exactly a tall person, but when I was a teen, I was really embarrassed about my height, so I just kind of always slouched. And now it's just kind of become a thing where I slouch all the time, and probably it's just now become a laziness factor where I'm concentrating on art and I just kind of sink into the page like this. So my husband suggested that I get a kneeling chair, and I was like, what on earth is a freaking kneeling chair? I have no idea what that is. Well, this is it, and I'm going to show you guys how it works. So it looks really weird, but it's for people with back pain. Now, obviously, I don't have any back pain, but it's great for helping you with posture. So you kind of get on it like a stool, and you kneel, and you sit. And the way that it kind of situates your body, it kind of forces you to have good posture. So check out my good posture. Good posture. And so you can sit at your desk, and it's actually really, it's comfortable, and it helps you have good posture while you're drawing. So if you get something that's upright like this, and then you can be drawing and you have no problems with posture, which is, it's really great. So I've put in a lot of hours on this, and it has never really hurt my knees or my shins. I mean, I'm gonna fall over. After a little while, you can feel a little bit of pain in your shin, but then you can just move your leg out and not be in the actual, you won't be in the kneeling position anymore. You can just set your leg to the side or something like that, and it's fantastic. So if you have back pain or posture issues, I would highly recommend one of these chairs. Now, I do have your regular office chair over here, and so sometimes I'll switch them out, but for the most part, I draw with the kneeling chair, and it's fabulous. Yes, Newing, my husband is holding my phone and filming right now. Thank you, Dan, I love you. I'm seeing if there's anything else. Yep, the kneeling chair is really, really good. All right, so now we're gonna take a little break, and I'm gonna show you my new print of the month on my website. So I'm gonna close this so that you guys can see. So this is my Cintiq, so I'll talk with you about that a little bit more in a second, but this is my website, and it's got the free shipping for orders over 50, and this is Silk, the print of the month, and so you can click on it, and I'll show you the full one. So I inked this on Facebook Live in December, and was showing, you know, the process of how I ink this sort of the black lines and the different stages of what I was working on. And so this one is the print of the month. And what you can do with it, I have free shipping over 50. So you can add as many as you want to the cart, and then it'll tell you up at the top, only $10 away from free shipping, for instance. And I have an on sale section, all products, I think. Yeah, and then I have on sale right here, and you can add one for $10 if you want, and then you get free shipping, or however you guys want to do it. I do have a lot of prints on my website, and you should take a look for sure. And then I wanted to show you my Photoshop and this. So I did show a little bit about this on Facebook when I was doing the digital coloring. But here I can actually turn this around and show you the back. So this is a Cintiq 22 HD monitor made by Wacom. And these are the levers I was talking about in the back. So I can squeeze these levers and rotate how high or low I've got my monitor. You can go all the way down. Also, you can rotate it. And it's just because it's on my desk that I can't rotate it fully, but you can, if I pull it right to the edge, you can go completely upright or not, depending on how you're working. So yeah, this thing is incredible. So I mostly work at it at about here, and it comes with, of course, a pen that you use for it, and you can draw and color directly on the screen. So that is how I use the Cintiq, and I think that's it. I don't have anything else to cover, but I'm going to check and see if there were any other questions that I missed. Who's my website through? It's Shopify is what we use, and we love it. It's fantastic. And then the website and all of that stuff, my husband Dan, who's holding the camera, takes care of, because I don't know anything about websites. And let me see. Oh, yay. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you enjoyed the tour. And if I get any more tools or learn anything else that I find interesting, I'll definitely make sure to share it with you. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will be seeing you again sometime very soon for more Facebook Lives as far as art goes. But I wanted to take you behind the camera a little bit to show you my setup. I love you all so much. Mwah. Thank you for being here with me. Thanks for following my work. Have a great weekend and start of a new week.